Bonjour, buenos dias, magandang umaga. This is Bernadette Coco Conley, and you are watching the BGC channel, Astro Affirmation for today, October 18th, 2022. Welcome. The color of the day is purple. I crocheted this shrug from a tutorial called ABOC. It's got these little holes on the sleeves so you can put your thumb through. And then I also crocheted this top to go with today's color. And I like it because it's got these ties in the back that makes it look like a corset, but not really. So it's not really tight. And then I combined it with this purple skirt. The color of lavender, purple. Oh, I also crocheted this bandana, by the way. So today, the color purple is the color of the crown chakra royal. Let me be your ruler. Let me be your queen bee. I'm not sure if that's how it goes, but it's by Lord, L-O-R-D-E. Not to be confused with Lord as in Lord God. Anyway, the color of the day is purple, the color of lavender. This is also the fragrance for the day, lavender, to just give you that calm feeling. Just soothing. And of course, my fluffy flying friend, Amaranthin, my purple flying unicorn. So, yes. Why is purple the color of royalty? Well, let's see. Purple is created by mixing the color red with the color blue. Blue is the color of truth, and red is the color of spilled blood. The King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the great I am, the truth, the way, the light, Jesus Christ, shed his blood for us, his people, the light, as a true and living sacrifice. I say that is my definition of a ruler. Wouldn't you? A righteous one. Plus, the color purple was rare back in the day, and only specialized experts can make it right. So it was very expensive, and only wealthy nobles, royalty, can afford to garb themselves in purple robes. So of course, purple is the color of the crown chakra, the Sahasrara, the 1,000-petaled lotus flower, the seat of the soul, and the tabernacle of God within us. Its vortex of energy hovers about 2 inches above the crown. It's associated with the pineal gland in the center of our brain. And I have illustrated this for you before, but I will just describe it. Pretend this is the brain. It's got 2 hemispheres, the right and the left. And when you open up the 2 hemispheres, you will see in the center of each hemisphere is the area where the pineal gland is. And the Egyptian calls this area the Eye of Horus, because it looks like the Eye of Horus with the eyebrow as a corpus callosum and other parts that it represents. When we were just born, like from a baby or from an infant to a baby, we had a soft spot, remember? You had a soft spot at the top of our head. It's like an opening in the brain that closes as we learn the ways of the world. That is the portal through which we are able to download information from above to below. The crown chakra is the 7th spinning wheel in our energy body, the highest vibrational frequency of our circuitry. It is our connection to the divine, the heavenly places, God, where we get inspiration to be free of limiting beliefs and materialistic ideas. It is the place of the eternal, the spiritual, the rainbow arc to that pot of white golden light of enlightenment. Bifrost. No, not the meat, but Bifrost, the brilliant bridge that links Midgard to Asgard. Human to the divine. It's in Norse mythology, if you're familiar with that. Another illusion I have is Michelangelo. When he painted a fresco on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, the Pope Palace, that illustrates this. You know that human, he's all like muscular with abs all chiseled, and he's touching God. Yes, that's it. The crown chakra is that inner communication with our spiritual nature. The symbol is 1,000-petaled lotus flower. I'll show you my chakra shawl. Here's a symbol. It's 1,000-petaled lotus flower representing our consciousness when it reaches nirvana. This is our consciousness fully bloomed when it's in full enlightenment and spiritual awakening, the final frontier of Buddhism. It's unity with the cosmos, a place where there is no division. Here, in the matrix of materialism, society separates us into categories with language that divide us, like dividing us into he, she, it, and now they. Nevertheless, all of us are one, and one of us is all. We are all human, spirit-filled bodies of one race, the human race. Whatever happens to the least of us affects all of us. So let us be one in love, one organism, one life, one spirit in the Lord. Make time to meditate today. Get in the gap and make that spiritual connection. Visualize a golden white stream of light coursing from the heavens through your crown, down through your third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral and root chakra through the earth and back up around like a magnetic field of fizzling energy to the heavens above, and down again to the root, up and down. My brother Ray commented on yesterday's Astro Affirmation show. It reads, "Can you elaborate more on the gaps theory between thoughts in meditation?" Thank you, Ray, for asking. First of all, it's not a theory, it's a fact. It's a fact that there are gaps between thoughts. Our ideas don't crash into each other with no breaks. In grammar school, they would call that a run-on sentence when you don't put a punctuation mark between thoughts. Getting in the Gap, Making Conscious Contact with God Through Meditation is a book written by Dr. Wayne Dyer, who developed a technique to help us do just that. He said to visualize the Lord's Prayer running through your mind. This way, that way, this way, whatever. But visualize the Lord's Prayer running through your mind. Everybody knows the Lord's Prayer, right? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I know my Catholic brothers and sisters know this by heart. So anyway, Dr. Dyer said to imagine the words, the sentences of this prayer going through your mind. Here's what I do to get in the gap. I visualize our Father who art in heaven, like my mind is a chiron. You know the chiron, the superimposed caption usually over the bottom of the TV during a news broadcast, or like the those electronic signs, those ticker signs, I guess you would call them, on the roads, or the New York Stock Exchange that just like display these words, information, horizontally texting it. Okay, so that's what, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I just watch those thoughts come through and wait for the gaps between them. I focus on just the gaps. I don't pay attention to the words anymore, and I no longer see them. After a while, I don't no longer see the sentences, words, or even the letters. I just see the gaps, and then soon it's just the gap, nothing else. Empty space, a void where I can be the truest of who I am, free from all attachments, unburdened, light like a feather. Here in the gap, the Creator's Spirit communes with its creation. Here in the gap, I give and receive love, grace, and blessings. Here in the gap, I am liberated from all the worries, the strife, the pain, the suffering. Here in the gap, I am nothing. I am no one. I am all. I feel all. I feel everything because I am everything. Let's do opposite day today. I remember my brother Ray had a peculiar friend back in the day when all my siblings and I lived together under the same roof with my parents, you know, our teen years. I want to say his name was Henry, but anyway, I'm not sure if that is his name. I mean, I'm 61 years old now, so my memory is not as great. So he used to have an opposite day when he would say and do the opposite of everything. Like, for example, instead of saying, have a seat, he'd say, have a stand. Or instead of saying, shut up, he'll say, shut down, okay? So you get the idea. So today, let's think with our hearts. Think with our hearts and feel with our minds. Opposite, right? It's the heart-brain coherence when our mind and emotions share their perspectives and come to an agreement that joy, compassion, love, peace, and harmony is ultimate happiness. When you feel with your mind, you believe in faith. Trust God. Trust yourself and others. When you think with your heart, you love God, love yourself and others. I leave you now with some Bible passages that talks about getting in the gap. It's how praying to God is described in the Bible. Ezekiel 22:30 says, the prophet says on behalf of God, I looked for anyone to repair the wall and stand in the gap for me on behalf of the land. Psalm 106:23 said that Moses stood in the breach. Hello, another name for gap is breach. Deuteronomy 5:5 talks about standing between the Lord and you. So, the gap. Okay? So that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Once again, I honor God in you and me. Namaste.